I've sung a lot of songs, I've made some bad rhymes, I've acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you.
So, welcome in.
Hi.
Good to see you. Can you go over again a little bit like what you were thinking of working on today?
I am a Broadway performer. I'm in The Lion King, and my whole career has been singing on stages, singing out to the masses. I even grew up in gospel choir, so like I've been just singing hard, singing loud since I was really young. When it comes to translating my artistry back to something that's more for like a concert setting, using a mic, you know, even doing stuff while I'm in my bedroom. I have like a bedroom music producing situation. Sometimes I find that I'm over singing, that I'm singing a little bit too hard, and I end up getting tired. I feel like I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
And so translating my artistry back a bit to be able to utilize a mic is something that I'm just not good at.
So time on the mic and maybe just looking at a little bit of mic technique today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you brought in a song for us. What'd you bring in?
I brought A Song for You by Donny Hathaway.
And what were some specifics on that song that we were going to maybe look at?
So it's a song that I haven't performed. So it's a song that I don't have like strict technique for, right? So I'm not battling myself. But it's also a song that's pretty free and has a lot of different places to play with techniques. So I thought that this would be a great place to show what I'm used to doing and then try some new stuff.
So many places in my life and times. I've sung a lot of songs, I've made some bad rhymes, I've acted out my life on stages, 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. I know your image of me is not what I hope to be. I treated you unkindly, but darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me. Baby, can't you see right through me? 'Cause we are alone now, and I'm singing this song to you.
Incredible. Cool. So the first adjustment that I want to make is that I immediately want to address the mic. You've got it like probably 6 to 12 inches away from you. And you're kind of leaning back and singing at it, and actually you're getting a really good result. I mean, I don't feel like you're pushing, but I do want to see what would the change be if we got it like a little bit more where it should be traditionally, okay? So go ahead and lift that mic up a little bit. I want you to get it where the mic is pointing 90 degrees.
So you want it like a direct?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So that's actually like a really proper mic position. You want to be singing directly into the element. You don't want to be singing across the element.
Okay.
Okay?
And like most of the concerts that I end up doing, or like in general, most people are like, they're like right here.
Yeah, they're worried about their faces being seen, but if you actually watch professional concerts, that mic is right where it's supposed to be. You want to get it right where it needs to be so it can give you all the different dynamic levels and colors that are accessible to you. And then what I want you to do, like we've talked about in some of the classes, is I want you to start to consider the environment of the song, not the space that you're singing in.
Yeah.
So this is an incredibly intimate song, right? Between two people, it's achingly beautiful. So I want you to consider that, get right up on the mic, use some of those more intimate colors and those intimate dynamics. And then as the song starts to swell, as it does, and climax, then you can back off when you're gonna, exclaim some louder singing and some climactic dynamics. That would be the time to create a little distance so that we come up with good quality. Okay, and evenness, and then that'll also be a little bit performative. But I want you to start much closer to the mic and see how that changes the whole approach to the song. Okay, let's try one more time.
I've been so many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs, I've made made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life on stages, 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
It's very different. It was really hard for me not to like immediately want to like give more.
Right.
And then I think because I'm not used to hearing myself doing this much less while hearing so much of me, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
That it's really hard for me to be like, okay, effort-wise versus what I'm hearing.
Right. And I want you to understand that it's not even about right and wrong. It's not that what you were doing before was wrong and this is right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about really starting to embrace this as the instrument that it is,
Mm-hmm.
and the communicative power that it has.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I know that, you know, Donny's version is so iconic, and we hear it immediately come up. And it does sound like he gets louder when he says, like, but we're alone now. Mm-hmm. But it's not where he's like, but we're alone now,
Yeah.
right? Like, he's not projecting that out to a crowd.
Uh-huh.
So that should be, I think he should come right up to the mic
Mm-hmm.
and say, like, but we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. Where it's like, that was right in my ear canal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like whispered to me directly, for me only. Mm-hmm. So I want you to utilize that instead of thinking, oh, well, I just heard a lot more warmth come into the voice, maybe some more color, some more volume on that, so I'm going to sing louder.
Yeah.
Because it really does change the value point in the song. The first time you sang it, it was gorgeous too, but it was more like, here is me singing this song, I'm presenting it. Mm-hmm. What I'm really interested in when I hear this song is that intimacy. I want to hear you get right up on the mic. I want to start to experience my relational experiences through what you're putting out. Does that make sense? So if you're singing these really intimate moments, I want them to bring up my experience of intimacy. Yeah. And I think that can only happen if you become vulnerable and you get up on there and you're really connected to that other level. Mm-hmm. Okay? So it's really, I just want to expand the permission that you're able to sing with, rather than I want to say, like, you should sing like this. But I think when we get about this far away, and when we're used to doing this song in audition settings, it can become more about the voice than it can become actually about the communication. And I think the thing that knocks us out when we hear Donny's is that it sounds like he's singing directly to you. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So on a like vocal technical side, anytime I'm thinking, because this is what I run into every time I do like a concert, or anytime I am here, is that if I have to do things that are in like my mid to high, I immediately go into like my falsetto. Right. Like here, to try to make that soft, so I'm not like popping on the mic as much, so I'm not doing that. How can I still get a little bit more, I know we worked a little bit on that like closure stuff to get a little bit more of that, but like how do I keep that consistent while also navigating maybe relationship to the mic? Right, I mean, you just spoke it. So in the training that we've been doing together, we've been working on that really efficient chord closure at the lightest level. And that's gonna feel really new to you, okay? Remember that it's not a lazy sound. Like, that's the other problem with when people start getting, not only do people back off and then sing too loud at the mic, when they come up and there's a lighter dynamic, they sort of drop their entire approach to singing. They think, well, this isn't loud, so I'm gonna sing like this. And that's actually totally wrong, okay? So I want you on top of full air, and I want you to start to use that really efficient chord closure. Okay. So what we can do here, let's do that creaky cry. So let's go like, but what I want you to do is breathe full. I want you to take 4 counts of air, like you're gonna sing loud, and then I want you to resist releasing that air back into the singing, and I want you to sing at a piano dynamic. Okay. So that you really feel like you've got good reserves in the lungs in terms of the air, and you can just dance on top of it with the voice. Okay. Okay? So let's try it. Breathe for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Maintain that chord closure. Good. Keep it creaky so it doesn't leak air. That's it.
Okay, now let's try going a little legato. So try. What you're looking for here, Cameron, is to find the level where you feel like you're using enough energy that it engages the chords. So if you're too light with the action, then yeah, the chords are going to open and you're going to feel like you lose control. But also you don't want to feel like you're over squeezing those chords together. Okay? So try to find that perfect balance where you're leaning just a very light breath force on the vocal cords. And they can kind of carry you through the scale and through those transitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. And just to kind of gauge what I'm talking about, try one that's like you're so weak you can't make it through, and then it's a little out of control. Try like, right, and then try one that's a little too squeezed, like, right. So that, you know, that at least gives you like these guideposts, and we want to be perfect in the middle. Okay, now balance. That's it, and refresh the breath. That's it, man. Yeah, and let's even take it a step further. So let's try. Good, try again. This is a really important principle because when the note feels that comfortable, you'll actually then find that you can start to play with the dynamic of it. Okay. But the volume, if you wanted to add to it, would now feel like you're going to release that air that you're holding inside. You want to get to the point where it feels like you could crescendo and decrescendo, but as a choice. Okay. Okay, so try that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really sophisticated control. And my point is that should be kind of your guidepost then for coming back to the melody. Okay. Okay. So let's remove the lyrics for a minute. Try to be right up on the mic and sing it at a lighter dynamic, but don't be so light that you feel like, I've been so many places. Yeah. Try without lyrics real quick and just kind of cry up and down and feel where you have to be for the register. Okay. Yeah. Does that feel a little bit different?
It feels like it has changed the box and way I'm viewing the dynamics I can move in my voice. Right. And so what I'm used to and what I'm like accustomed to is like what I hear. Right. So if I'm off of a mic and I'm just out in the world, based on what I like get the feedback of, that's where I know where I'm at in my box. Right. But to take like to reframe it, I have a better like, I don't know, a better range here. So I'm kind of like, oh, okay, if that's the case, then I can move around a little bit easier. That felt great. And like I could do that for a long time. But
exactly, it's going to give you so much stamina. And it's not to say that you shouldn't then crescendo into some exclamations and some climaxes and some louder singing. Absolutely you should, but those should be reserved for like the most climactic, passionate moments. And then it makes them really meaningful. Yeah. Okay. The other thing though is that you're going to have to develop a new, what we would say like as a vocal confidence. And what do I mean by that? Well, we sort of come up, right, especially when you're auditioning for your work, we come up and think, oh, this is my voice, right? And I need to get the job done. And so it almost takes a new relationship with yourself to like get this established here. And if you're coming in at that light dynamic, I've been so many places, to then remove this and go, I've been so many places in my life and time, and say there's still value in that. Because as soon as, it's like you said, as soon as the auditory feedback changes, you're going to think, well, that's not enough.
Yeah.
That's not enough. I need to show people what I can do. I've been so many places. And then I'm already like close to my max, trying to show people my voice rather than creating, again, that environment for singing.
Yeah.
Okay? So I really think it's much more thrilling and sophisticated for a singer at your level to have permission to play with these, to start to embrace them, to start to say, there is value in this, and this is my voice. And let me show someone a range of dynamics and emotion, basically more musicality, making music, as opposed to just like, well, I need to show people that I can sing, so I'm going to sing out.
Yeah.
You know, and that sort of becomes our go-to, is like, I need to sing out. But I think coming back to the value of singing and singing at different dynamics and different emotional colors is something that people don't get to entertain enough.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's try it one more time now. Let's add the lyrics in.
Okay.
And see what that feels like. You know, come up to the mic. Look for places then where you can swell some of these phrases. Donny has a lot of range. So he does even start a little bit bigger. He might be like, I've been so many places in my life and time. The first statement is, I've been around the block, right?
Yeah.
I've had a rough time. But then, and I'm singing this song for you. Like, I think he actually starts a little bigger and finds the intimacy to come down and say, but you're my salvation. You're the thing that makes it better.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's consider that. I want you to start thinking about who he's speaking to, what he's saying. The first part's almost reflection, but when he starts to speak directly to someone, that's where I want to hear the intimacy come in and you to lean forward on the mic.
So many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs, I've made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. I know your image of me is not what I hope to be. I've treated you unkindly, but darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me. Baby, can't you see right through me? 'Cause we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you.
I literally got goosebumps that time. I don't know how that felt for you.
That felt so good.
But that was like
so
a
good.
completely different thing that you did there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a completely different vocal production. And really, really grabbing. So, again, I don't ever want to say that there's one way that this song should go. In fact, what the other beautiful part of this is that you can become more of an artist. You know, and certainly you need to bring yourself to the moment of the song. Every time that intro comes in, that should help center you and bring yourself to the emotional world of this. But I guess what I'm saying is there can be some nuance.
Yeah.
You know, depending on the evening, depending on what you're feeling in the moment, you should be able to take the song in unique directions.
Yeah.
I could hear so much more of your life experience in that take than I could in the very first take.
Yeah, because I'm not focusing on like, oh, am I navigating this all right? Am I close or far enough from the mic? It's like all of that that wasn't hard because I felt like, oh, I know what I know what my space is with the mic. That was the best relationship I've had with a mic in a long time.
It reflected that, is what I'm trying to say. You know, like if we're looking at it, the first take was maybe more technical because you were singing and you sang well. This take you didn't sing any less well. In fact, some of it was more technically precise. The riff sounded cleaner. You did more sophisticated riffing maybe, but that wasn't where our hearts and minds were. We were connected to what you were saying rather than how you were saying it. Whereas I would say in the first take, I was more listening to how you were saying. Interested in more voice training? Visit us at wolfstudiosnyc.com.